DJI have released a new firmware for the Mini 4 Pro. Let's do this. Hello, welcome once again to the channel, and today's video is all about the DJI Mini 4 Pro and its latest aircraft firmware. So let's get straight into the video and have a look exactly what it's all about. A lot of you out there are probably wondering, is this where DJI are actually going to reduce the height restriction? So let's get straight in and have a quick look exactly what it's all about. So here we go then, the DJI Mini 4 Pro firmware available. Let's have a quick look exactly what it's all about. As you can see, version 01.00.0210, 366 megabytes. It doesn't take that long to update. Once the update is finished, it's always best to turn the aircraft back on. It might just turn itself off. And what I always do is I always restart the aircraft, and I restart the RC2 as well, just to make sure. So like with any firmware update, I always like to check through the menus. Having said that, this isn't an app update, this is an aircraft firmware update, but I just like to just go through the menus just in case that anything has changed. As you can see there, the aircraft firmware 01.00.0210, just check for another firmware, and I always check the flight safe database as well to make sure that that's up to date. So as you can see, everything's up to date. So quick look through the menus, and the first thing that I did check was the max out altitude. I just wanted to just double check to make sure that that is still at 500 meters, which it is, as you can see just there. I can't speak for European users, so if there's any European users watching this video and it's been altered for you guys, maybe you can let me know down in the comments. But literally looking through the menus, nothing's changed. It won't have done. It's not an app change, it's not an app upgrade, it's a firmware upgrade for the DJI Mini 4 Pro aircraft itself. But it's always best to check, and I always like to check in the safety settings, the advanced safety settings, just to make sure that your return to home height is set correctly, and also that the return to home is set on signal loss. One of the things that I did expect to be better, if you want to put it that way, was the satellite view on the maps, and as you can see, it's still poor quality, which is pretty useless. It doesn't even let you zoom in that far, neither. It does on the street view, but not on the satellite view. Okay, so I did take it out for a quick flight. I'm not going to bore you to death by showing you my test flight. It's basically just a quick flight from home, so I have speeded it up, and I'll slow it down on a few other bits. But to be quite honest with you, it handles perfectly. Nothing's amiss. I checked everything out. I did do a little spotlight test, which I'll show you in a minute. Like I say, I'm going to speed this up for you. Like I say, I don't want to bore you to death. Just do a couple of checks. Like I say, you can see there, spotlight's working absolutely fine. And I did do a quick shot as well, just to make sure everything was working all right. Checking the orientation of the camera. I've speeded it up. Like I say, I'm not going to bore you to death. And a quick shot for you, a quick droney. And that works absolutely fine. So at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with the actual flight itself. So if I was you, I would go download it. So there you go, as you saw in the video, nothing actually, but you can see is new. Having said that, they'll fix some issues, as you saw in the video earlier. That's always probably a big one for DJI to put out. Now, a lot of you out there may have been having problems with your DJI Mini 4 Pro. And if you have, this is probably the time where you need to go and update your firmware. So I had a couple of issues the other week where I was having audio syncing problems with the DJI RC2, and they did say that they was going to put that to the engineers and fix it. So obviously that's a different matter. What I've done is I've released a video which will be released in a couple of hours time, just to show you the problems that I was having on the RC2. So if you're new around here, you might want to consider subscribing, dinging the dong and all the rest of it so you get the notifications. And like I say, nothing's new, nothing's changed from what I can see. You saw in the quick flight test that I did, it works absolutely fine. So my advice is, well, I've updated it, entirely up to you if you guys want to update it. Nothing that I can see in that firmware that is going to cause any problems, well, for me at least. If you got some use out of the video, don't forget, give us the old thumbs up. And like I say, you might want to watch that video I was talking about a minute ago. That'll be uploaded in a couple of hours, and that card will be there when it's live. Thanks for watching. We shall see you in the next video.